Colombia, Venezuela, Latin America, and even the United States are missing something very, very special in their psyche. It's an element that comes and is prevalent all throughout British history, British psyche, British law, British understanding, and how the British people interact with one another and the powers that are affecting them in their daily lives. Now, this is a question I've been asking myself for a long time, okay? I've been involved in South America for well over a decade now. I know the people, I know his customs, I know his culinary, his food. I know how they resolve problems. I know what they feel is important to them, family and so on, and freedom, so on and so forth. But Colombia is not as advanced in classical liberalism, and it looks like it's being stifled right now, as, for example, the United Kingdom, the British people. Now, we're seeing this rebellious streak from Colombia and basically Latin America as a whole, but it's all culminating where I am right now in Colombia. We're seeing a lot of strikes, a lot of strife, conflict between the authorities and the people, or the people and authorities and laws, conflict between different factions here within Colombia, and it's all could be summarized as a power play. Now, Colombia is a rebellious country, okay? It's much like the United States, very rebellious, and it fought against a power which it felt, which the people felt, were doing them an injustice, depriving them of their liberties and so on. They were not equal, and they fought against that that colonialism here within Latin America, and they fought against it. It was sparked by that Florero de Llorente. If I pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry. Basically, it was a little spark, and they smashed a vase, and from that, the freedom, independence struggle, revolution in a way, guided by French revolutionary ideology, was sparked, and they fought a long battle against the Spanish to win their freedom. What we're seeing now is we're seeing a real struggle again, and it's a struggle that's been going on ever since they got rid of the Spanish, and it's a struggle that I'm afraid is not going to see an end. It's probably going to simmer down a bit, go quiet for a while, and it'll just flare up again, because Latin America is missing a key element in its founding blocks within the psyche of the people here within South America, Colombia, and various other Latin American countries. And it's something that the British have, it's something the British have mulled over. It's something that they've tuned to a fine art, and it's played out, it's been forged and molded. It's a myth, basically. I'm going to tell you what it is in just a moment. But I think it's clear, first of all, for me to say that I'm a British Sherman expat. I've been living here for a long time. So again, I know what's happening here. And it's something that happened pretty much in the UK throughout the Middle Ages, Dark Ages, whatever you want to call it, when the Romans left, when their Roman Empire withdrew out of the British Isles, and the British were left to work out what they wanted to be, who were going to be the power players, and who was going to win over, and what ideas would stand the test of time. Catholicism was ironed out, Protestantism came in. But anyway, what I'm talking about is not religion, okay? It is a myth that lives within every British person. Maybe less now so, but regardless, it was there when Britain was at its most stable, most prosperous, most advanced, most civilized. And it is the idea of Robin Hood, okay? Not really the man himself, but the myth and everything that surrounded him. Now, if you've read Robin Hood, if you haven't, I recommend it. Robin Hood is a collection of adventures, but they're adventures that hold deep, deep, deep moral standards, a moral code of conduct in how people should hold themselves to one another, how they should deal with conflicts, how they should iron out their differences, what is bad in a society, authoritarianism, overbearing state, unjust laws, and just all that stuff. Really, it's a collection, and that is what Latin Americans and even United States, Latin American countries and the United States are missing. Sure, the United States has its constitution, and I can say it's a good constitution, and it's something that really the Latin American constitutions come nowhere near. They have aspirations. Simon Bolivar had aspirations, but they followed a wrong path. The United States has its constitution, and much of it stems from the Magna Carta. And I'm not going to go too much into constitutions, but nevertheless, the United States is in a less perilous situation, and it comes from, in part, it's perilous because it's had a violent, rebellious history against its overlords, and it's won its struggle and so on, and it's gone on. And the United States has done very well, but nevertheless, it's very violent, as is South America. But the good that is in the US Constitution, Bill of Rights and so on, comes from the Magna Carta. And the Magna Carta is founded in the same society, civil society, the same cultured advanced society as the British society that generated these Robin Hood myths, stories and adventures and codes of conduct. What's happening here in Colombia is, I'm not saying the Colombians and South Americans are bad, it's just that they are missing this element that would otherwise make them whole and make them live out a more prosperous and fulfilling society. Now, what's happening here in Colombia and much of Latin America is they are being sold a fake, they are being sold an imposter. They are being sold an ideology, and it's been festering here for about 100 years, since before the Second World War. And it's an ideology that has failed. You know what I'm talking about. It's failed everywhere it has been tried. Most recently, Venezuela. Some people like to say, oh yeah, but that wasn't really it. But it was. That was the main motivating factor for the changes in Venezuela, for the changes in Cuba. And it is a powerful idea that is masquerading as a Robin Hood. It is masquerading and pretending that it will care for the sick and the poor and the needy. It will take from the rich, the powerful and the suppressors and the authoritarians, and it will somehow level the playing field, and it will make everything just and honest. It will make a utopia out of Latin America. I'm not going to get too much into that right now, but it is a fake, it is a deposit, it is not the Robin Hood that South America needs. Robin Hood was an advocate for a fair fight. He stood up for the underdogs. What Marxism is promising is equality, a leveling of every single person. It is going to bring everyone from the top down, and it's going to elevate very few people. It is not advocating for a fair fight like Robin Hood and Little John. It's never ever going to recognize that it is a losing side, and when it loses, it will take it badly, and that's just what's going to happen, guys. I can't explain it any other way. That's about it. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully Colombians, through all of this upset and upheaval, will somehow work out a way forward that does not include a failed radical Marxist agenda and ideology. Hopefully they can work out the values and the virtues that Robin Hood has taught the civilized world, the Western world, and the British people, makers and creators and dominators of so much. We'll leave it there, and much love. Make sure you subscribe. Go Robin Hood Colombia. Let's do this.